What's up, YouTube? This is Melissa coming to you from the beautiful country roads of West Virginia, and today I just wanted to check in. It's been a while since my last video, and I wanted to show you the seeds that we planted, the lilies, the gladiolus bulbs, and take a look at some of the projects that I have going on outside. Okay, let's take a look. So the seeds are all doing really well. They're babies. The flowers are teeny tiny little sprouties. Some of them didn't germinate, which is okay. Purple coneflower. Here is the beet tray. And there are also some lupins in there, lupine, whatever. And so far just 1, 2 did not germinate. Back here we have the flowers. And as you can see, half of them didn't germinate. So I'm probably just going to replant something else in there, fluff up the soil, try again. But the poppies and some of the daisies and things are actually pretty crowded in there. May need to thin them out. And I did go ahead and thin the brassicas. So I thinned them down to 1 per cell, as you can see. And I'm going to show you how I did that. You basically just choose one and snip the other ones off at the soil level. I tried to stay with the one in the center. I also gave the little onion seedlings a haircut just by cutting off the top couple inches of scraggly stuff so that they can focus on getting a little bit thicker. That's all I'm really doing here, is just giving them a little trimmy and continuing to go in and snip all of the little baby brassicas off, leaving one in the center of each. And you can eat those. They do actually taste like cabbage, broccoli, kind of like microgreens, I suppose. And that's it. You just go through every one, leaving 1 per pea pellet. I think in a couple I did leave 2. Now, if you wanted, you could break those apart gently and then pot them up. So if you had 5 seedlings come up, you could make 5 separate plants if you wanted to. But I just left 1 in each. Here are the little gladiolus that I put in pots of dirt to see what would happen, and they're all a-growing. They're doing just fine. And as well as the lilies, they've really taken off, which I stuck in front of this window. Right now I have so much going on in this room, it's not even funny, but stuff's a-growing. So I also have projects that I've been working on outside. I have some raised beds that we built that I want to incorporate into the garden, and I have a corner of my house that has needed attention. The stone's not finished there, and I've been working on a little retaining wall / flower bed there. So let's go take a look at that. So I'm not trying to look cool, it's just us blue-eyed people tend to be a little light sensitive, and I have enough wrinkles from squinting at the sun that I'm trying to prevent that as much as possible, you know what I'm saying? But I wanted to show you the beds, the raised beds to my rear, and we're gonna talk about those for a little bit. Over here in this area, last year I tried corn, and it did not do well. And ironically enough, the dirt is actually looking pretty good, but those are 3 6x2 beds in that space. And I haven't put any amendments in there yet. I did buy bags of mushroom compost, a brick of peat moss, and some in-ground Miracle-Gro garden soil, which I will be putting in there. And my compost looks pretty good. My other plan is to widen that little raised bed on this side of the cattle panel arch because it is just too narrow. On the other side, I'm going to leave it narrow because that will leave me enough of a walkway. But this bed here I can make wider. And then in this area, I have a little bit more room. I have a few more square feet. So that right there is a 6x2 bed. I am going to put it on the other side of this compost bin. And maybe I'll be able to build some larger raised beds for that area and just continue to clean this stuff up. So I'm just going to work a little bit today, and I will check back in and let you see what I get done. And then here soon we'll be planting in the new beds. What I did here was just use my shovel to peel off the top layer of weeds and grass and set them off to the side. Then I dug in with the shovel and kind of turned over the soil. And Reed is watching my progress, of course. My compost is looking great this year. It's pretty nice and black. So I will be able to add a lot of that to these beds as well. All right, garden family. So basically I poured one of those large bags of in-ground potting soil and one bag of mushroom compost into that bed, and that's how full it is. I have yet to get into my organic compost, and I have yet to break open the brick of peat moss. I'm going to go ahead and dump these into here, and they'll be looking pretty full, I hope. Those big bags of dirt and the one bag apiece of mushroom soil did fill them up quite a bit. I think I'll get another for that bed and the bed over there in the middle. These I just emptied the old green grow bags into those. Tried to weed those weeds had some serious roots. I threw a lot of them over here on that dirt that I'll just let break down. And I still have this bed to clean out, and that bed down there to clean out. But that's the garden progress for today. Climbing rose bush, working its way up. Kind of anxious to see what that'll look like. That's all my trash. I'll get to that in just a second. But as for right now, there's the garden. Not a lot going on, but she's getting ready.